What is going on, collective? Welcome and welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali reader. So this reading is going to be a powerful one. I can already tell. But tomorrow is the new moon in Gemini if you follow Western astrology. However, it is in Taurus if you follow Vedic astrology, and then it goes into Gemini after that. So this reading is, like I said, going to be a powerful one. Just because of the things that I'm seeing at the bottom of the decks, like a few cards when they did flop out and they turned, upright, seeing what those were, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like it's gonna be it's gonna be giving. So this reading, I am gonna start off with a collective message. Okay, I was gonna do a pick a pile, but I really don't have the energy to do that today, and all for tomorrow. So I did pick 6 oracle decks that I have, and so this reading is going to be in specific about what is this portal energy activating for us as a collective body. What is it activating? What is it aligning us to? What is the new opportunities that are coming in? Like, however that might resonate for you. It's going to be different for all of us. And then I will break down, get a little bit more, get more cards with the tarot for each sign in specific. So I will have timestamps for each sign. Okay. So that's the best I could do with the energy that I have right now. I got a balloon release tomorrow, a funeral the next day after that. It's a lot going on right now for me. So, and my son's last day of school is tomorrow. It's a lot. So, so this full moon, new moon, my apologies. This new moon in Gemini / Taurus, is one of the magician. Okay. This is aligning us to our magician-like energy. That is what also, the magician card in the tarot represents. It's a Gemini Virgo card. So if you have Gemini Virgo placements, this reading, I feel like, will definitely, touch you in the way that it needs to. Okay. But this reading, this transit ultimately is aligning us to our magician energy. So this period, with it being in Gemini, like I said, for those that follow Western astrology, is going to be about, really taking your ideas to the next level. This is going to be about doing your due diligence, on doing your research. Okay. Making a plan. This is not going to be the time to just kind of step into that fool's energy and just jump out there without really knowing where you're going, have an idea about what you're trying to accomplish, what your intention is. This is more so a period of being prepared, because embarking on these new journeys that this I feel like this energy is opening up for us is really going to, it definitely has the potential to present challenges, right? To have our uphill battles and things like that. That is natural, circumstances, natural to that comes along with, doing new things and trying new things and exploring new things and starting new things, right? And so that's why this period is going to be really important, to do your due diligence on doing your research, getting as much information as you can, and then gathering as much knowledge and wisdom as you can, trial and error, all those things, and then allowing yourself to spread that knowledge to as many people and as many parts of the world as possible. Okay. So, because like I said, this is a collective message, and given that's not a personal reading, it's going to be different for all of us. So, please take the messages as they resonate, as they apply, as it feels and sits well in your own spirit. Okay. If it doesn't, it's not your message. That's totally fine. All right. So, let's get into our messages. So, like I said, I did choose 6 oracle decks. So I have a total of 7 cards, because the very last deck I used gave me 2 cards. So I went ahead and took them because they came out. So I find that interesting how, and so for those of you like myself that are life path number 7, 7s, you may be seeing 777. Even if you're not, you may be born on the 7th. If you've just been seeing 7s, okay, that it's a very spiritual and auspicious number. It's a very spiritual path to have that life path. So for those of you that do have a life path, or like I said, have still been seeing sevens very frequently and regularly, it is not only good luck and blessings and things like that, but like I said, this is also, I feel like, more so an energy of trying to, it's like a portal. This portal is opening up the opportunity for those of you and myself who either have already been on the spiritual journey, but for those who are just starting it, this is kind of like that, you know, kicking the ass to be like, we need to get serious about this. We need to really, you know, buckle down, right? And really start, you know, like I said, it's going to be different for all of us. So some of us, it's going to be like kind of like getting back on path and getting back, you know, on track, like, you know, for myself. But for others of you, it's going to be more so of like, you put this off long enough and now it's time to like start going down this journey, right? So like I said, it's going to be different for everybody. So first card we have out for the collective is the Death card. Okay. So for some of you, it could be a Scorpio watching this reading or have heavy Scorpio placements. You know, it doesn't matter. Signs don't matter. We're all the signs. But this energy is about, you know, death and rebirth, right? The killing, not necessarily killing, let me not say that word, the destruction or the ending, right, of the old version of maybe an old way of living, of an old way of thinking, a habit, you know, whatever that might be for you, right? This is the end of that, the end of this old way of being, doing, thinking, and allowing ourselves to step into the new. Some of us have been, you know, kind of like I said, avoiding this. We've already kind of like felt it, kind of like seen it coming, kind of like had the inkling, have been having signs and synchronicities have been telling us that it's coming. I don't know what it is. I could feel it. I can't really put my finger on it. I haven't really seen it yet, but something big is coming. That's what this feels like. Okay. For some of you, it's like, you know, this old version of you has been kind of like hiding out in the shadows, hoping that you'll forget about it, hoping that, you know, you'll just keep living life and let it hang around, right, in the background. And this is more so that energy of like, no, like, I see you back there. I see you and you're not hiding. You need to go. Like, you know, we can't coexist anymore like this. This isn't working anymore. And that's kind of what this energy feels like. So, you know, it's going to, like I said, hit different for all of you. So the next card we have is card number 20, Beyond the Mind. Okay. So I'm using Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck just for those that are interested in the decks that I'm using. I'll show you the books. Witch's Wisdom Oracle. The next card that I have used is Beyond Lemuria. Okay. It's a starseed book. And the next one after that is Gateway of Light Activation. Okay. And one after that is Spellcasting Oracle cards. It's just for those that are interested in the decks that I'm using. And then Zodiac 2-in-1 Oracle. Okay. So, oh, and last one, Energy Oracle. Okay. All right. So Beyond the Mind, I do want to get this out of the book because this card and this deck in particular is very, very powerful. And especially for those of you that resonate as a starseed, you're going to want to, you might want to get this deck, but you're going to want to, I feel like, really dial into what this one is talking about. So let's see. For Beyond the Mind. So thinking with the heart, being present, heart and mind connection, meditation. And that's giving me that like balance energy. So, and that's really what the Gemini represents, right? The twins energy, which is your feminine and masculine side. So this is, it makes sense that this will come out, right? So this is going beyond, you know, your physicality. Okay. So heart and mind connection, meditation, the bliss of being, quieting the monkey mind, fathoming the unfathomable. Yes, this is what I'm talking about with that magician energy. This is what I was saying about stepping into that. This is what this portal energy is opening up for us. It's aligning us to that. And we know what sixes represent. 666 is not 666 is not the devil. 6 is divine alignment. It's the alignment with love, heart chakra energy. Okay. And that's what this is, you know, like I said, opening up for us to align to, even in a more powerful, and it feels like more concrete kind of way. It's kind of like this is opening up, I feel like, putting a lot of us on a new timeline to where once you step into this new version, into this new timeline, it's like life is never going to be the same. And it feels like once you go through this portal is going to kind of like set the tone for, you know, the next, I don't know how many years, right, going forward. So fathoming the unfathomable, finding happiness within, going beyond intellectual limitation. Okay, so this is going beyond what your mind is telling you is possible. And that's why this it feels like this magician energy is so important. It's so vital, because it's requiring us to really step into a version of us that some of us haven't even seen before. Some of us have gotten like a taste of it, gotten kind of like a little hint of it, and you just like, oh, like I want some more of that. Like I want to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? And that could show up in different ways, right? So it's like even when you're like manifesting, where you're manifesting money, like say you're trying to manifest, a good amount of money, and you're starting off in small increments, right? Where it's like you get a little something here, a little something there, and that was cool how that happened, right? It's giving you kind of like a taste of your power. It's giving you kind of like a little small sample of what's possible, right? So this portal energy is really requiring us to really, it feels like, you know, bring death to the old version, to your old life, kind of like coming into that energy of accepting that I know things are changing. I don't know how it's going to change. I don't know how it's going to feel. It might be uncomfortable, but this is kind of like get ready type of energy is what I'm getting here. This is kind of like it's time for us to take back our power, to really step into our power in a way that even if for those of us that feel like we kind of have already, this is like it's taking it to another level. It's taking it to that next level that you weren't expecting. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you play a video game, right? For those that remember, it's those boss battles that, at first it's kind of easy. Oh, okay, I got through that. That was good. That was, I could do it. I could do it. Then you get to the next one. Okay, a little bit harder. All right. Whatever, get to the next one. Okay. Takes a little longer, right? Because the battles are a little bit harder. You got more things to fight, more things to kill or, get rid of, whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying? But it takes you level after level. And what happens is when you go on those levels, what else happens, right? You not only pass the level and you have more things that you have to get rid of, right? And, kill off the game, but you get more rewards, you get more health, you get more, lives or whatever, right? You get more tools, more weapons, like, things to help you on your journey. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of what this is, where it's like, if you allow yourself to let this old version of you go, this old way of thinking, the old way of being, the limitations, especially for those of us that have been carrying certain things for so fucking long, this is our opportunity to let that shit go once and for all. It's just a matter of being intentional about it and allowing it to happen. Like making it clear that I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to let this old version go. I'm ready to let these habits, these limitations, whatever that might be. It could be all of those things, right? But being clear about what it is you're willing to release and letting that shit happen the way, the way it needs to. So let me get the divinatory meaning for you guys for this one as well. So it says, take a step outside your mind-based concerns or limitations. Looking at things in an overly logical way will hinder you and obstruct access to your superpowers. You may be transfixed by a past experience. The past may be running you and making your mind spin so you cannot see what is really in front of you. See what come through, spirit. Consider what your heart and what your gut are telling you. Step back and clear your mind. Meditate in your own way. Contemplate what the situation at hand would feel like if you released all fears and worries. Are these concerns even yours? See what I'm saying? And that is what this portal energy is opening up for us. It's giving us really an opportunity to really move beyond what's been limiting us for so long. For some of us, we've already done it, right? And so this is maybe taking it to the next level where, it's just opening up. Now you're being presented opportunities to, really do something, really apply all of this wisdom experience that you've gained over this course of releasing, old things, habits, limitations, past experiences, all those things. For some of you, it's going to be now you're being presented opportunities to really step in and put this new version to test, right? Put this new version of yourself kind of like hands-on, right? It's like you've passed all the tests, you've done took all the classwork, right? Now this is time to really do that hands-on training, right? But others of you, this is more so going to be a period of now it's time to really get in the classroom and take the test. Some of us have been avoiding it. Some of us have been kind of putting it off or kind of like putting one foot in the water, but not jumping all the way in it. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like not fully devoting ourselves to these changes that we need to make. So this is now presenting the opportunity, like you have free will to a point, right? But it's kind of like, do you want to make life harder going forward by continuing to push it off or avoid it? Do this as if you don't see it or as if you don't know what is necessary at this time, right? So Next card we have, what is activating for us is sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness and sensuality. Okay, so I'll fix the lighting. It's kind of hard to tell right now, but I'll fix it so where it shows up better. So this is, you know, activating your sacral chakra, and I feel like this is going to be important for those of you that also, like myself, who are familiar with the human design. I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to here to educate you on that, but just to, you know, give you a little background of what I do know about it is for those of you, like I said, that are like sacral generators, or sacral manifestors, right? I'm a sacral generator, so for me, I have to. It is important for me. It's vital for me to listen to what does my gut say, basically, you know, and like what is, it's like that sacral authority. It's that feeling. It's not the, you know, the outwardness of it. It's the this feels good, this does not feel good. I have to pay attention to how I feel and how things make me feel, how people make me feel, how experiences and situations, I have to pay attention to that shit. It is so important for me. And so, and it makes it easy when you listen. So for those of you that, like I said, are also a sacral authority, this is also a period of where this is being activated, where if you've been struggling, even those who are not, you know, a part of the, who don't care about human design or whatever, your sacral chakra still, regardless, serves a major role in your life. That is your power, your center of manifestation. Okay. And like I said, this is this energy of stepping into, because it's in Gemini, stepping into that manifestational power, that magician power. So this is your center of manifestation, your sacral chakra, which is your second chakra, right? So that's the chakra right above your root one, your root. Okay. So with the color orange. Okay. So that's interesting because today, as I'm recording this reading, that's why my light is orange, right? I do it in correspondence to the day that I'm recording. So orange is the color correspondence to Mercury. Okay. Mercury is a planet of communication, which rules Gemini. You see the connection here? I hope you guys are keeping up. So sacral chakra. Okay. So this is for some of you activating that feeling, activating for some of you this time. This portal is going to bring up emotions. It's going to bring up things that some of you have been pushing down, suppressing for far too long. And it's only bringing it up to clear it. It's bringing it up for you to release it and let it go. So I would highly recommend keeping that in mind as, you know, this portal energy is playing its part in doing this thing in our lives, that if you have things that are coming up that you thought maybe you already dealt with, you thought that you got rid of, you thought that, okay, well, if I ignore it long enough, it'll just, you know, it'll just go away, you know, type of thing. And we're like that. It don't. It don't. You can put it aside and delay it and avoid it and sweep it under the rug as much as you want. Eventually, you'll have to deal with it. Okay. The sooner the better. So for some of you, this is coming up in order to release, you know, kind of like break you free, break you out of something that's been plaguing you and holding you back. Okay. Because look, at the bottom, we have reconciliation. Some of you, this could definitely involve reconciling differences with a person, but others of you, this is more so reconciling with your own inner spirit. That's again, that Gemini twin energy. Okay. Like I love how little by little, the connections are just increasing here. Okay. The connections of this reading. Underneath that, good luck. Underneath that, life purpose. You see what I'm saying? So this is, again, putting you guys in your power. It's putting you, activating things in you to help you come back, to bring you back to yourself, okay? To connect you back to those parts of you that maybe we've kind of like just kind of let run rampant because of, you know, society and how things have been done for so long and all that. This is that time of reconnecting us back to our higher self. And that is what I'm getting here with this card here. So, and like I said, with this here at the bottom, oh, come through, spirit. Give me a second, you guys. So, slow down. Okay, so we have youth here at the bottom of this deck. And it says mutable, breaking free, insecure, on the verge, trying things out, finding self, independent, receptive, strong-willed. Okay, so this is like I was saying about breaking free, that it feels like this portal energy is helping us by bringing up things for some of us that we thought we got, you know, dealt with, but it's just like a little bit more, you know, to actually break us through and break us out of what has been holding us down and holding us back for so long. That is where this death energy is playing such a pivotal role here. Okay. So then this is what I got excited about, because underneath that card, y'all see the number there? That's 7. Okay. And do you see what sign is underneath the 7? Scorpio. Okay. Do we see the connections here? All right. So I love this. I love this for us. Okay. This card is universe. Okay. Source, infinite, unending, enduring, eternal, creation, awakening, Some of you are awakening. Some of you, this is that catalyst that you've been waiting for. This is like, you know, some of you could be experiencing like a physical transition, not you personally, but experiencing physical transitions around you because it was something that needed to be cleared out to get you on this path. Okay. For some of you, this was necessary to really break you through your sacral chakra. For some of you, you've been maybe holding emotions in a certain way to where you haven't been able to cry. You haven't been able to release things emotionally like you've been needing to. And it may have took for a certain person to transition off this planet. I don't know what that was. I know y'all heard it. That was loud. But anyway, confirmation. So like I said, some of you, it took for something to completely fall apart or completely leave your life for you to activate that sacral energy, to activate your emotions. For some of you, you won't cry if anybody else passes, but if this one person transitions, that's it. That's the one thing that was needed. And for some of you, that's part of their role in your experience. That feels very, very specific, but I feel like that message is for somebody. So interconnected, heaven, higher perspective, the big picture, all that is, creative force, law of one. So some of you may be really hurting at this time because of a death of some sort. But for some of you, this portal energy is helping you go beyond your mind, go beyond what makes sense to you, what you can see. And instead, it's showing you about what you feel. For some of you, it's like this had to leave your life in order to activate your power, in order for you to manifest what you're really needing to manifest at this time. It needed to happen to bring you back to yourself. For some of you, it's like we get lost in other people, in connections, in, you know, other things outside of ourselves. And then the only way for sometimes for us to really be able to refocus on ourselves is by those things leaving. Okay. So I feel like some of you need to know that whatever it feels like some of you are losing, or whatever is like kind of like being like brought to a complete ending or transitioning out of your life, it's not punishment. I feel like some of you need to know it's not happening to punish you. It's not happening to hurt you. Even if it does feel like that, it's never personal. We make it personal. Our ego makes it personal. This person that's hiding in the background that I was telling you guys, it's like don't want to be seen, that's hoping you'll forget about it and forget it's there. That version of you, that part of you is who makes us think that they, you know, that woe is me and they left me and now what am I going to do and all that type of stuff. That type of version, that is your ego talking. That's not your shadow, that's your ego. Okay, so let's keep going. So attachment, see what I'm saying? Come through, spirit. Attachment. This portal is helping you. It's helping you not only see the attachments that you have, but help you release them. That is what I feel like for some of you, why certain things are ending, why certain connections are ending, why people are leaving your life, whether it's permanently or, you know, meaning, let me not say that, whether it's just leaving your life as far as like they're still living, but they're not in your experience anymore, or people that are actually transitioning off of the planet out of your life. You see what I'm saying? That is why, because for some of you, you're too attached. Okay, it's teaching you how to detach, how to have love for people, and, you know, care about people and do things for people, experience people, but without the attachment to them. Okay, and the reason being is because death is the one thing we're all guaranteed on this in this lifetime, right? And so knowing that, if you're so attached to someone, that is why people fucking lose it when the person finally leaves. Even though we know inherently, inevitably, we know that every person at some point will experience death for their self, right? For their own vessel, right? Not only will we witness it, but we'll experience it personally. We know this. This is a fact, right? And so even though knowing that though, people still get upset when people die. And it's like, I get it. You're hurt. I get it. You love them. You care about them. However, we knew eventually this would happen. And the reason why we get so hurt though, is because we're attached. Okay. And so the reason why it feels like for some of you, deaths are happening or certain things are ending in your life is teaching you, it's helping you really, even though it may feel like it's a punishment. Like I said, it's ultimately helping you. It's just a matter of if you choose to see it like that. Okay. But it's ultimately helping you break free from attaching to things that will eventually end. Nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary in this earth, on this plane. Everything is temporary. The only thing that is eternal is our spirit. Okay. And that is what this is reminding some of you, that you know, it's helping you see it from that higher perspective. That is a lot of what my channel is about, helping us see our challenges from a higher perspective, because it's all about how you choose to view it. If you choose to view things that hurt you, right, or that feel painful as a victim, as it's happening to you instead of happening for you, right? If you're looking at it as it's trying to hurt me instead of help me in some type of way, you're always going to feel like that. Everything is always going to feel like that. Every experience you have is going to make you feel like, see, I told you. And that's how powerful you are. That's how powerful your words and your intentions and your thoughts are, especially when you put them together, right? So before I go deeper into that, let's keep going. So we have boundaries, okay? So for some of you, there's an attachment that some of you are needing boundaries. For some of you, this has to do with the Scorpio energy that may have an attachment to you, or that some of you may be attached to, that you're being asked to have boundaries, okay? Now, others of you, this is teaching you boundaries, okay? For some of you, something has maybe ended or it needs to end, and there's an unhealthy attachment that you have to this person. And for some of you, if this is maybe not someone that you're ready to let go of completely, like completely get out of, you know, push out of your life, for some of you, this is telling you you need boundaries. Then I feel like this is the one stipulation that the universe, like the one factor that the universe is willing to, what's the word I'm looking for? This is like the one thing that the universe is willing to compromise with. Here it is. Compromise with you is that if you keep this person in your life, you need to have boundaries. And if you can't do that, they need to go. Okay. Because it feels like for some of you, there's some person or something, whatever that is keeping you, you know, chained in some type of way. Okay. Like you can't see it in this card really, but there's a chain here. Okay. That is keeping her to where it's like it's, for some of you, it's definitely a person. Okay. The space there, for some of you, it's a person. It's definitely a person, someone that maybe you think about a lot, or that they think of you, and then you end up thinking about them because they're telepathically connecting with you in that way. That's how that shit works. Why you end up thinking about somebody randomly that you ain't thought about or talked to in a long time. If they're thinking about you, they're pulling on your energy in that way. So for some of you, that is why boundaries is necessary. Okay. And boundaries aren't always physical. They're also spiritual. Okay. Meaning having boundaries with the things that you consume, whether it's people that you talk to, how long you talk to them, where you go, how long you're there. Also the things that you drink, eat, right? Because when you're allowing yourself to intake certain things, it can lower your vibration. So for example, alcohol, right? You drink alcohol, it lowers your vibration, which then makes you susceptible to certain things. It makes you, that's why they call it wines and spirits, right? Because those um those substances, right, put you on a vibration that makes you then a vibrational match to other spirits. Okay. And when you're a vibrational match, that means that then your vessel is open, okay, for that spirit to house in your vessel, to then play, you know, like when you go in a bathroom and it says vacant, right? And when it's not, it's, you know, not vacant. That's what it is. It's like when you're drinking, when you're intaking certain things, it's like that green little, you know, little rainbow looking thing that says vacant. That's what spirits see on you. They're like, oh, this vessel is open, bet. And they house you, they attach to you. Okay. So for some of you, your spirit is asking you to set boundaries with not only people around you, but the things that you do. Okay. Get clear about what your boundaries are, if you even have any. For a long time, I didn't have boundaries because I was never taught that. I didn't know. Right. But life will teach you. Life will definitely do its thing and teach you where you lack boundaries and where they're necessary, not only for other people though, but also for yourself, as within, so without. So if I have boundaries on the things that I do and the way I talk to myself, how I treat myself, all those things, it makes it easier for me to have that with other people. Okay. That's ultimately how you treat people how to treat you, is by you treating yourself in that manner first. And that is positive or negative. So if I treat myself, you know, calling myself a bitch and, you know, like I ain't shit or whatever, all that shit that people fucking used to say, like that is how you'll see other people treating you. And then people want to get mad. And it's like, you said you wasn't shit. So, I mean, like, right? That's how they're going to treat you. Like you ain't shit. Just saying. So two other cards that came out. So we have map and kerosene, another 7 here. So like I said, some of you may be seeing 7-7. Okay. That number came up, you know, earlier. And I think that was way before I started talking about this card. So, and we have 5 here underneath that card is a 5. And this card is titled Headache. And can you see the sign underneath this card? It's a Virgo. Didn't I talk about the Virgo Gemini magician placement earlier when the video first started? I didn't even notice that because I wasn't trying to get further into, you know, messages that I wasn't talking about at the time. So some more synchronicities here, some more connections. Okay, collective. So like I said, Scorpio energy, Virgo. Some of you may have these placements in your chart. And on this card, the initial card that was at the bottom, we also have Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So those signs may be yours and maybe signs of significance. Take them as they apply or not at all. It's up to you. Okay. So we have map, exploration, finding your way, locate, unknown destination, new territory, lay of the land, chart a course, plan, prepare. Didn't we talk about that earlier? Thank you, Spirit. And I hadn't even flipped these cards over yet, so I didn't even know what they were until right now. Plan, prepare. We talked about that. Read the signs, figure it out, directions, new perspective. Okay, so that is what this portal energy, this new moon is helping activate. It's helping you. It feels like take a major turn, take your life, your path in a new direction. For some of you, this new direction that you're taking, this new course, this new charting, this new territory is putting you on your life purpose. Some of you are being called into service, and that's why it is so important, I feel like, for you guys to allow whatever's trying to end in your life, let it go, release it, right? And allow yourself to see it from the higher perspective that is trying to show you, right? We have beyond the mind here, okay? And then after that, we have the universe, higher perspective, big picture. You see what I'm saying? These cards are basically clarifying each other, they're confirming each other in two totally different decks, okay? In two different parts of the reading. So but it's repeating messages here. So I hope you guys, that the ones that need the messages are receiving them, okay? So we also have kerosene. Okay, this is Aries energy. So some of you may be dealing with the Aries. This attachment that some of you might have might be to an Aries. Okay, and so we have aggressive, determined, fuel, accelerate, ignite, encourage, sustain, powerful, stimulate, volatile situation, provoke, watch out, predictable, combustible, hot, propel. Okay, so for some of you, this could be an Aries. That could be who this attachment is that some of you need to have boundaries with. Someone who is aggressive, someone who is maybe determined to be in your life, determined to keep you in their life. Okay. Others of you, this may be talking about you stepping into an Aries energy. Take this as it applies. It can go either way. But for some of you, this feels like where Spirit is saying having boundaries. Okay. Not only setting boundaries, but actually executing the boundaries. Okay. And get stepping into your own Aries energy. Like I said, we are all the signs. So you can call on the energy of any sign whenever you need it. Whenever you need a little boost of confidence, you can call on the sign of the Leo, the energy of the spirit of the tiger, of the lion, okay? The energy of the sun. All those are correspondent to that Leo confidence, bright, energy, right? So for those of you who are needing that extra boost, that extra, maybe some fuel to really push things forward and maybe help you break through whatever attachment that this is and set boundaries where it's necessary, you may benefit by calling on the energy of the Aries. Okay, that's Mars energy, to help you propel you forward. Okay, so like I said, that can go either way, and to really get you on this new this new direction, this new course that I feel like some of you are being prepared, and the signs and the synchronicities are continuing, I feel like, to pop out at you. So this is, I feel like, for some of you, you're kind of like Spirit's like kind of like last indication of like, heed the call, y'all, because it's about to get real. Okay, if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss it, and it's gonna hit you like a fucking ton of bricks. It's gonna smack the shit out of you, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck happened? What the hell did I do to deserve this? You were ignoring the signs. We tried to tell you it was coming, right? That's how things happen. It's never to hurt you, but it only feels like it hurts when you aren't prepared. That is the only reason why people stress out, is when they lack preparation. Period. That's the only things that cause stress, is when we're not prepared. That's the only reason. The same thing when people die and it was somebody that was paying for everything. Who am I gonna now? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna help me with this and that? Because you weren't prepared for them to leave. You weren't prepared to do it, all those things for yourself. So that is what some of these experiences is helping us learn in advance. That people, we know this though, people don't last forever. No situation lasts forever. If we've been codependent on certain people for, whether it's emotions, whether it's moral support, whether it's financial support, whatever the type of support is, there comes a point where they're not going to be able to sustain that. It's not their job to do that for you forever, right? So that's why it's important to understand where we have attachments and allow ourselves to release them. So when people do leave, when they do change their mind, when it's time for them to go in a whole different direction or leave the planet completely, that we're not broken, we're not lost after that, right? That's why this is important. So for some of you, if this is, and like I said, for some of you, this reconciliation can definitely be talking about someone that's trying to come back into your experience during this portal energy. Okay. And this person could have the ability to mess with your manifestations because they're trying to tie to you on an emotional level. Okay. That's where things manifest. It's not just by the words you use, it's the emotions backing the words. Okay. So if this person can get to you, can, disrupt you and create imbalance emotionally, it's going to fuck you up. And that's where, for some of you, like I said, are being guided to have boundaries with this person. Okay. So 9 of Pentacles here at the bottom. So I am now going to get into the individual signs part of the reading. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the timestamps, and I don't know what sign I'm gonna start with first. Probably Gemini, just because this new moon, for, like I said, most people that follow Western astrology, this is in Gemini, so I think I'll start there and then go from there. So stay tuned.